Veit Harlan was the director of some of the Nazis' most infamous propaganda films. A new documentary looks at how his legacy affected his family.
"1942 is a triumphant year for director Veit Harlan. Together with his wife Christina Soderbaum, he attended the Venice Film Festival in the midst of World War II. Harlan was there to unveil his first colour movie, The Golden City. Emotional, dramatic, it was subliminally packed with a racist message. Harlan was a master director in the service of the Nazi regime. With the historic film KOLBERG, he created a monumental morale-boosting epic for the floundering Third Reich in 1945. It was the most expensive propaganda film that Goebbels ever commissioned, but Harlan's name would remain forever linked to another film, the anti-Semitic Jud Suess, the most notorious film produced during the Third Reich.
Der Jude muss weg! Der Jude muss weg!
Das Wirkliche ist, dass der
The irony is that someone who was not anti-Semitic was so good at whetting the knife. And that's what's so terrible about it. That this person didn't actually realize what he was being asked to do. And when he did understand, or could have understood, he still didn't ask himself whether he should put down this profession.
After World War II, Harlan was charged with crimes against humanity and acquitted. He regarded this as a license to continue making films as though nothing had happened, for which he was roundly criticized. But he rejected any responsibility until his death. The subject was taboo within the family, even though his eldest son Thomas kept trying to break the silence.
Ich kam nicht dazu. Ich kam dazu auf dem Totenbett.
I never managed it, not until he was on his deathbed. He wouldn't let me ask.
Hat zu mir gesprochen.
He spoke at me and not with me. There's a huge difference.
When making his documentary, Felix Moellers found that the family seemed almost relieved to talk openly about it after all these years.
I realized that this situation might reflect the experience of many other German families, but in this case it is far more extreme, because of course this infamous work, Jud Suess, hung over everything. I wondered how a third generation would react. What do younger people think now? What's their reaction to the film Jud Suess?
Harlan's granddaughter, Jacobi, for instance.
Ich gehöre zu einer Familie, die
I belong to a family
durch die NS-Zeit
that was completely divided into victims and perpetrators in the Nazi era.
in Täter und Opfer.
Jessica's mother, Susanna, Harlan's daughter, married a Jew after the war. Jessica Jacobi saw her grandfather only rarely. To her, he remained a stranger that the family didn't talk much about.
Ich erinnere mich zum Beispiel noch sehr genau.
For instance, I well remember how I heard that he was dead.
Meine Erzieherin hat mich von der Schule
My governess collected me from school and said,
und hat mir gesagt, übrigens,
"By the
dein
way,
Großvater ist tot."
your grandfather's
Ich
dead.
habe nur gesagt, aha.
And I said, uh-huh.
Und sie meinte,
And then she said, he lived badly and he died badly. And that was it. End of story.
Ende der Durchsage.
So I really didn't feel anything.
Ich habe tatsächlich nichts empfunden.
And how does she cope with this legacy? Her Jewish grandfather died in a concentration camp. The other one enjoyed resounding success with an anti-Semitic film. Did Jud Suess help prepare the way for the Holocaust? This question has haunted Harlan's family. In his documentary film, Moeller asked how they dealt with this burden. Harlan's son, Thomas, became a film director and writer and broke with his father. He has devoted his life to studying the Nazi period. He cannot comprehend why Veit Harlan was acquitted after the war.
Der Gedanke, dass mein Vater in dieser
I was appalled by the thought that my father was pardoned by this society.
freigesprochen wird.
It created a rift. I said, this was a world I want nothing to do with anymore. I've got to get as far away from it as I possibly can.
Veit Harlan ignored his critics and led an affluent lifestyle. In the early 60s, he retired to Italy. When he became very ill, he unexpectedly sought reconciliation with his eldest son.
Ich fand es so bedeutsam.
I thought it was very meaningful that he summoned the son who condemns him to his deathbed to speak with him. I felt this was a very big step.
In the spring of 1964, Veit Harlan died of cancer on the island of Capri. Felix Moellers' documentary film observes rather than judges. The result is a sensitive family portrait that tells of manipulation and repression, estrangement and reckoning.